Hello, everybody. It's me, Anthony, and it's the time of the week again. It's Anthony's NFL picks. Week 17, 17th week in the NFL. This season has gone by very quickly, and this week with my picks, I did pretty good. I got my 150th win for this season. My record right now stands at 150 and 89. I am doing really good this year. And I cannot believe we have 2 weeks left of the regular season. And then after that, we have week 18 and that's it. And then we go to the playoffs and then the Super Bowl. And then we come back here in September. But other than that, it's crazy this season has gone by this quickly. But anyways, before we start, please be sure to like this video, subscribe, and turn on the notification bells to get updated on my newest content. And also, this is the last video of 2023. The next video I'll make is going to be in 2024. So, hope 2024 is going to be a good year. So, let's get started. So, kicking it off, we kind of have a very weird Thursday night game because we got the 6-9 Jets and the 10-5 Browns. Jets are here after unfortunately massacring my Washington Commanders. See, I'm a Commanders fan, and it really hurt me seeing that happen. They were winning 28-27, the Commanders, and then the Jets kicked that last-second field goal and beat the Commanders 30-28. They're going on to Cleveland in this game against the 10-5 Browns. Joe Flacco has been doing really good with Cleveland. They have 10 wins now, and they're here after winning last week against the Browns. I'm thinking who the Browns beat. I know the Browns won, though. They got their 10th win. Actually, no, the Browns beat the Texans week 16, mainly because the Texans had a lot of injuries. But to be honest, I might have to go with Cleveland on this one. Browns will beat the Jets 16-13. The Browns will be shockingly 11-5. The Jets will be 6-10. We move on with the next game. Coming up at our next game, we got a Saturday game. This is only one Saturday game, and it's at 8:15. We have the 11-4 Lions and the 10-5 Cowboys. Lions are here after finally winning the NFC North for the first time since 1993. 30 years later, they finally win a division title. It took them that long. Jared Goff has been doing great. Sam Laporta, the rookie. Jahmyr Gibbs, the rookie. And they got Amar St. Brown, Jeff Reynolds, David Montgomery. They've been a really good team lately. They beat the Vikings in Minneapolis. Now they're going to Dallas against the Cowboys, who lost that close game against the Dolphins, 22-20. My cousin's a Dolphins fan, and he was very happy, but I might have to go with the Cowboys. If the Cowboys win this game, they're undefeated all season at home. I'm going to decide to go with Dallas. Dallas will beat the Lions 30-24. Cowboys will be 11-5. The Lions will also be 11-5. We move on with the next game. Coming up at our next game, we got an AFC South matchup between the 6-10 Titans and the 8-7 Texans. Titans are here after losing that close game against Seattle. They were winning the game. They were playing very good. They blew 2 games in a row. They blew it against the Texans week 15. They blew the game now against the Seahawks week 16. Now they're going into Houston week 17. And the Titans need a win. The Titans are already out of the playoffs. What am I talking about? They're taking on the Texans, who need a win right now because the Texans lost to the Browns, mainly because C.J. Stroud is still out with that concussion, and Case Keenum and Davis Mills were not playing that great, to be honest with you. I might have to go with the Texans on this one. I know it's going to be in Houston, though, and I know the team's banged up, but the Titans are not any better, so I might have to go with them. Texans will beat the Titans 23-20. Texans will be 9-7. Titans will be 6-10. We move on with the next game. And the Titans will be 5-11. We move on with our next game. Sorry. Coming up at our next game, we got the 7-8 Falcons and the 6-9 Bears. Falcons are here after massacring the Colts 29-10. They played very good. Arthur Smith may or may not get fired this season, but they're going to Chicago against the Bears, who have 6 wins under their belt somehow. They beat Arizona, 27-16. They're doing a really phenomenal job, the Bears. They're doing a little bit better, but I don't know if Matt Eberflus is going to stick around for the 2024-25 season. But I'm thinking that the Falcons are going to pull off this win. If they don't win this game, they could possibly be eliminated. But I might have to go with Atlanta on this one. I know they're going to be away, but they have a little bit more better players. Bijan Robinson's doing a lot better. Taylor Heineke is finally starting over Desmond Ridder. Desmond Ridder is not a good quarterback. I think it's going to be a win against Atlanta. I think they're going to get their second win in a row. Falcons will beat the Bears 28-19. Falcons will be 8-8. Bears will be 6-10. We move on with our next game. Coming up at our next game, we got a really good game. We got the 11-4 Dolphins and the 12-3 Ravens, the best team in the NFL. Dolphins are here this weekend after beating the Cowboys, causing them to clinch a playoff spot. Miami is officially in the playoffs. Now they're going to Baltimore against the best team in the NFL right now, the 12-3 Ravens. They come here yesterday after knocking out San Francisco 33-19. That Ravens team is special, and they have injuries. Lamar Jackson has been playing very good this whole game in his prime. He has a lot of great weapons around them. Even though Mark Andrews, J.K. Dobbins are out, they still got Odell Beckham, the rookie Zay Flowers. They got Kyle Hamilton. They have a lot of great weapons, the Ravens, and I think the Ravens are going to pull off this win. It's in Baltimore. I'm thinking they're going to knock out Miami. Ravens will beat the Dolphins 30-16. Ravens will be 13-3. Dolphins will be 11-5. We move on with the next game. Coming up at our next game, we got an NFC South matchup between the 7-8 Saints and the 8-7 Buccaneers. Saints are here after losing against the Rams. They almost came back on Thursday night, but just couldn't hold on 30-22. Saints have been really struggling this season, and I'm thinking that Dennis Allen may possibly get fired this season. Derek Carr hasn't been good lately, and they would just not be, not in that position, and I just don't think they're going to beat Tampa Bay. Buccaneers are here after knocking Jacksonville down 30-12. Baker Mayfield's playing a little bit hotter lately, and that could make them go to a division win. I think they're going to probably beat the Saints. It's in Tampa Bay, so I'm thinking that Tampa Bay is going to, swoop down and beat the Saints and sweep them the season again. Buccaneers will beat the Saints 29-19. Buccaneers will be 9-7. Saints will be 7-9. We move on with the next game. Coming up at our next game, we got an AFC East matchup between the 4-11 Patriots and the 9-6 Bills. Both teams are coming back from big wins. Patriots are here after beating Denver, almost choking that game on Christmas Eve night, 26-23. And they've been playing a little bit bumpy lately. The Bills, too. They're here after winning against LA in that ugly win, 24-22. That was almost a loss. They almost lost to LA, and they still have the playoff hopes up still. They're doing a really good job, and I'm thinking that they're going to probably beat New England to get their 10th win of this season. I know the Patriots have been that good, but I might have to go Buffalo. Bills will beat the Patriots 24-17. Bills will be 10-6. Patriots will drop to be 4-12. We move on with the next game. Coming up at our next game, we got the 3-12 Cardinals and the 11-4 Eagles. Cardinals are here after losing against Chicago. I'm thinking that Kyler Murray may get released this season. I think the Cardinals may get Caleb Williams in the draft, or Drake May, or J.C. McCarthy. I don't really know. But they need to be a better team, the Cardinals. They're really bad, and I don't even know why they traded Joshua Dobbs to the Vikings. Joshua Dobbs did a little bit better, but they just couldn't hold on to early leads. That's it. But other than that, I think they're going to probably lose to Philadelphia, obviously. The Eagles are here after finally ending their 3-game losing streak and beating the Giants 33-25. Eagles have got a lot hotter, and now they finally lead the NFC East again at an 11-4 record. And I think they're going to keep holding that record, and I think they're going to pull off a victory and knock Arizona out. Eagles will beat the Cardinals 35-10. Eagles will be 12-4. Cardinals will be 3-13. We move on with the next game. Coming up at our next game, we got the worst team in the NFL, the 2-13 Panthers, and the 8-7 Jaguars. Jaguars are here after losing the couple of games lately. They've lost against Cincinnati, they lost to Baltimore, they lost to Tampa Bay. They are on a 3-game losing streak because the Jaguars have a lot of banged up players. Trevor Lawrence may be missing the rest of the season with a bad shoulder injury, which is going to really be bad for the Jaguars. However, they have an easy opponent in the Panthers, who almost actually beat the Packers. They lost that game 33-30. Panthers are playing a bit competitive. Bryce Young, he's looking a bit better, though, but I'm thinking that the Jaguars are going to finally end that losing streak and probably stay over 500 for the season again. Jaguars will beat the Panthers 14-9. Jaguars will be 9-7. The Panthers will be 2-14. We move on with the next game. Coming up at our next game, we got the 7-8 Raiders and the 8-7 Colts. Raiders are here after embarrassing Kansas City on Christmas Eve, winning against them 20-14. My brother's a Raiders fan, and he was happy. And my oh my, I don't blame him. You guys knocked out the defending champions in the regular season, and the Raiders are still in the playoff run. The Colts, however, I couldn't say the same for them. They're here after losing against Atlanta. They were just playing very bad. The Colts have just not been the same lately. They've just been, struggling with a lot of problems, and I think they're going to probably stay over 500 this season. I'm thinking they're going to finally beat down the Raiders. They've been doing really good without Anthony Richardson after the rookie who sprained his AC sprain back in October. I might have to go with the Colts on this one. Colts will beat the Raiders 27-3. Colts will be 9-7. The Raiders will be 7-9. We move on with our next game. Coming up at our next game, we got the 8-7 Rams and the 5-10 Giants. Rams are here after winning on Thursday night against the Saints to keep their playoff hopes alive at 8-7. They could be getting a spot right now. They would be in the playoff picture if the season ended today. When the Rams are healthy, I realize they're a really good team if the Rams stay healthy. The Rams are a really good team, and I'm thinking that they're going to probably beat the Giants because the Giants are here after blowing it against the Eagles. Tommy DeVito is not looking too good. He's running out of gas and decides he's going to probably get released at the end of the season. He's probably going to go to a different team. But I'm going to have to go with the Rams on this one. I think the Rams could possibly win this game and probably clinch a playoff spot. Rams will beat the Giants 22-17. Rams will be 9-7. The Giants will be 5-11. We move on with our next game. Coming up at our next game, we got the 11-4 Niners and my unfortunately 4-11 Commanders. Man, both teams are coming back from losses. The Niners, they're here after losing against Baltimore at home. The 49ers just couldn't be good. I don't know why the defense wasn't playing that well, but they just weren't playing good on Christmas Day. I guess the defense decided just to, not show up on Christmas. But they still have a playoff spot, and they're the NFC West champions, so that doesn't matter for them. But I think they're going to probably beat the Commanders. Commanders are here after losing against the Jets. We were losing 27-7 that game. It really hurt as a Commander fan. I had to switch the channel. It's just really hard being a Washington fan. It just really upsets me to see this team just struggle. We haven't gotten a win since the day before my 18th birthday. November 5th, 2023 is the last time we won a game, and it was against the Patriots. I don't even know why we had to trade everybody away. But I'm thinking that Washington's going to lose this game, and I think 49ers are going to still keep going. 49ers will beat the Commanders 34-21. 49ers will be now to be 12-4. Commanders will be going on to be 4-12. We move on with our next game. Coming up at our next game, we got a good playoff game, actually. A good, playoff matchup. We got the battle between the 8-7 Steelers and the 8-7 Seahawks. Steelers, they're here after winning against the Bengals, destroying them 34-11. Mason Rudolph finally started, and I don't know why they would start Mitch Trubisky because he's terrible. Mason Rudolph did so much better. George Pickens did really good. Najee Harris, they all had really great games, and they beat them in Pittsburgh. However, they're going to Seattle against the Seahawks, who made a big comeback against Tennessee and won that game 20-17. I might have to go with the Seahawks on this one. I'm thinking that Pittsburgh is going to take a loss here because the Seahawks have been playing very good. Pete Carroll is coaching that team very well, and I'm thinking that they're going to probably win this one. Seahawks will beat the Steelers 30-23. Seahawks will be 9-7. The Steelers will be 8-8. We move on with our next game. Coming up at our next game, we got the 8-7 Bengals and the 9-6 Chiefs. Again, both teams are coming back from losses. Chiefs are here after losing yesterday against Christmas against the Raiders. The Chiefs have been playing very bad lately. They've been really struggling, and right now that, Isaiah Pacheco is hurt now with a concussion. That's why they probably lost. They don't have Isaiah Pacheco. He's very good, though, but he's always getting hurt. However, they're going to be at home, luckily, against the Bengals, who completely got blown out, mainly because Jamar Chase is out with a pretty bad injury. Jamar Chase is out with a knee injury, and that's costing them a lot of, playoff hopes. That's going to probably not make them. They're 0-5 in the division, the Bengals. I don't think they're going to make it this year. If Joe Burrow stayed healthy, they would probably be 10 wins right now, but I might have to go with the Chiefs over this game. Chiefs will beat the Bengals 28-14. Chiefs will be 10-6. Bengals will be 8-8. We move on with the next game. Coming up at our next game, we got an AFC West matchup between the 5-10 Chargers and the 7-8 Broncos. Yet again, both teams are coming back from losses. The Chargers are here after almost beating Buffalo. They've been playing a bit better. At least they didn't give up 63 points as Thursday night. Brendan Staley lost his job, as you may know, last week. They played it a little bit better. I think firing Staley was a great idea, and now I think they're going to probably take a loss here against the Broncos because the Broncos are pretty angry after losing to New England at home. Russell Wilson is not riding anymore. The Broncos were looking pretty good as like a playoff team, and now they're just not playing too good, and that's not good. And I might have to go with the Broncos on this one. I think Denver's going to win this game. They're back in Mile High. They're going to be pretty good, so I might have to go with the Broncos on this one. Broncos will beat the Chargers 24-21. Broncos will be 8-8. Chargers will be 5-11. We move on with our next game. And last but not least for this week, finally, we got Sunday Night Football on New Year's Eve. These are all New Year's Eve games, by the way, except for the Jets-Browns and the Cowboys-Lions. We got a good NFC North matchup between the 7-8 Packers and the 7-8 Vikings. Packers are here after winning against the Panthers. They look a little bit better, and I think Jordan Love could possibly lead the Packers to a playoff game. However, Aaron Jones, Christian Watson, a lot of players on that team are banged up, and that's kind of a huge disadvantage for the Packers. However, they're going to be in Minnesota against the Vikings, who completely lost that game against the Lions. And however, the Vikings are also in big trouble with bad injuries because T.J. Hawkinson and Jordan Addison were out for the rest of the game, and that could be a big disadvantage. I'm thinking that Green Bay is going to possibly beat down Minnesota and win this game. Packers will beat the Vikings 27-23. Packers will be 8-8. Vikings will be 7-9. And that is it for this week, everybody. There's no Monday night games because it's January 1st. It was a pleasure doing this for 2023, this whole Anthony's NFL Picks. This was week 17, and tune in next week for Anthony's NFL Picks week 18, which will probably be premiering somewhat next week. I don't know if it's going to be Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday or Friday. I don't know yet. So bear with me. Whenever the schedule comes out, I will do Anthony's NFL Picks week 18. I'll be glad to do it. But this is my last video for 2023. Next video I will be posting on YouTube will be in 2024. Other than that, this is Anthony signing off, and have a happy new year and enjoy yourself and be safe.